Independence Day Festival over on the 400 Rich Street area. He's performing tomorrow, Saturday, at 8:45 p.m. So be sure to go check him out there. You can also find him on all of his social media sites. It's Correy, Correy, P-A-R-K-S, Parks. So Correy is actually going to perform a spoken word poem for us. So I will let him go ahead and take it away. Thanks for being here, Correy.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Once again, my name is Correy Parks. First, I want to say I'm under the impression that we are all one, and it's all about love. And I think there's a select group of people who don't want to see us be one. But ultimately, as a black man, it's a reality that it would be irresponsible for me not to speak out on things that I feel like are injustices. So rather than doing a traditional set, I wanted to do a poem that I just wrote from the heart, and hopefully you can resonate with it. So this poem's called I Bet You Tired. I bet you tired, huh? Seem like all you see is the blacks complaining how their lives don't matter and wishing they just go back. I bet you tired, huh? To the good old days when we tap and we sing and rap for your scraps and attain a drop of the hat. I bet you tired, huh? How we don't carry just the ball but the weight of our kids tomorrow and a chip cause nothing's resolved. I bet you tired, huh? How we taking back all our clout and creating an own image and now you feeling left out. I bet you tired, huh? You getting blamed for some shit that you never even done did cause the history of your skin. I bet you tired, huh? Feel accomplishments getting spurned, you battle through ups and downs. How dare they say it ain't earned? I bet you tired, huh? Cause your identity built on privilege to point it out would diminish the way you see your own image. I bet you tired, huh? Cause you seen they screwed you too but got treated better than us so they kept you under their rule. I bet you tired, huh? Well, guess what? We tired too. Tied to a false reality told us we less than you. Tired of seeing our people dying from those that's dressed in the blue. Damn tired that our skin is the evidence for their proof. Then the beast that get the white man, the blacks to look down on too. And they would never look up and see they two getting fooled. Now your pride hurt. Hurt to know that you two are a slave. Comfy in the house, but no, you never got away. You killed to stay locked up. That's allegory of the caves. Man, Plato peeped that programming back in 520A. What I'm saying is, now my people need our time to heal. There's gonna be some anger and seclusion, but you'll deal. That's the deal, cause when we do return to our worth, the magic we create will recreate this very earth, cause black is birth. Rest in peace to Tyre King, a 13-year-old child that was gunned down by the Columbus Police Department. Regardless of the evidence or the facts that come out, that was a 13-year-old child that didn't deserve to die, let alone at the hands of the police. So I'd like to have a moment in silence for him and all my brothers and sisters lost. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Correy. So I'm gonna go ahead and have a seat there. All right. Well, that was incredibly powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, can you tell me, obviously the event that inspired that poem was the shooting of Tyre King 2 days ago, but when did you write the poem and how did that come about? Like, was it just like a second when you had it?
Yeah, I wrote the poem, I finished it yesterday. And I started a little bit, actually the day before, just because I wanted to have a piece before my performances, just to speak about, what's going on in the world. But after that happened, it was just like, that needs to be the focus of the performance, not using music to pacify a situation, but actually using my words to bring light to a situation that's going on. So I finished it yesterday, and I've just been kind of going over it in my head, battling back and forth if it's something I wanted to put out, because I mean, it's kind of controversial words, so, but ultimately I had to I'm still nervous, my leg's shaking now, but I had to push through that, and I felt like it was necessary to do it here, so.
Yeah, thank you. So, the repeated refrain is, we are so tired. So tell me a little bit about, are you tired? Was that a personal thing? Was that a communal thing? And maybe give me some examples of how you are so exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, I think the world's tired. And that's right. When I opened up saying that, I think we're all one. I think the world's tired, but we're so disconnected and disjointed that we're tired at the wrong reasons, and we end up being upset at each other. So I am tired as a black man. I'm tired of seeing the injustices, the oppression that's going on with our people. I'm trying to see them trying to pacify it. I'm tired of them having excuses of why it's okay for it to happen. I'm tired of seeing, you know, and I love everybody. I'm tired of seeing white people not knowing where to place that anger and that frustration, them being tired as well. So it's creating more of a divide between us where we're arguing amongst each other, but really none of us are controlling this overall motive that's going on, but we're controlled by it. And that's why I alluded to the allegory of the caves, because we're essentially all trapped in this vision of what we think is reality. And it's not the truth. So we're all tired, we're all frustrated, but we don't know where to point our anger, so we're just pointing at ourselves, the people we see every day. I mean, there's poor white people too, and because they're getting treated bad, you know, they're looking for someone to look down onto, and that's a direct quote from Lyndon B. Johnson, saying that if you make someone feel better than someone else, they're more easily to be controlled. And I feel like that's how we're getting controlled is through the division, through separation. So yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired that we can't all be one, but at the same time, I recognize that my people need our time to heal, and we need our time for ourselves and to find our worth and to find our beauty and to find our power. So it's gonna be some time of where we have to be for ourselves and fight for ourselves and figure ourselves out, figure our worth out. But ultimately, the goal is to bring our people, bring everyone together. But right now, it is important that we find our power and our worth.
Yeah, do you think, is that, you know, even a possibility? If obviously you want the world to be one, do you feel that it is able to be?
I feel like it's possible. I feel like anything's possible. I feel like we're the creators of our reality. It's not gonna be easy. Healing is not comfortable. Healing hurts. Healing is pain. I liken it to a woman who gets abused. Just because you remove her from that situation doesn't mean she's gonna be all right. She's gonna need time to heal and time to figure herself out and time to get her strength and time to go and purge all those emotions. So it's gonna take time. It's gonna be hard. There's gonna be anger and frustration and tears. But I think ultimately we can get to a point where we come together. And I don't know when that's gonna be, and I can't make a prediction on that. But I think if I'm thinking it, other people are thinking it. And it's eventually something that we need to work towards. And obviously there's things that need to be taken care of between them. But I definitely believe it's possible. I have to believe it's possible.
Yeah, you referenced, I think early on in the piece, something about, you know, how things that even that you have not done and you've gotten, you know, backlash for that or profiled because of that. Can you speak to some of your personal experiences?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, I'm half Korean, half black, you know what I'm saying? But I'm 6'3", I have a large stature, I have dreads. So I've definitely been accosted by police for doing nothing. You know, so I understand that frustration, and luckily mine have never been taken to a place where of violence or of anything, but just that feeling of being stereotyped or selected because of your skin or because of your build, it hurts. It hurts deeply to be persecuted for who you are. And that's the crazy part, is that it's happening to 13-year-olds, a child who's trying to figure his life out. I'm 27 trying to figure my life out. You're 13 and your life is taken. That's not sane. That's actually crazy. It's crazy we have over 600 killings by the police in 1 year. Like, really think about that. That's not normal. This place is Switzerland, they have maybe 1 killing a year, and we have over 600 already this year. That's crazy. So at some point, you can't just blame it, well, that's just how it is. No, you gotta wake up and say, that's crazy. And we need to be aware of that. And I don't know what the steps are to fix it, but the first step is awareness and bringing light to it. And because it has happened to me, it's a personal situation, and it's happened to friends of mine and family. And so, yeah.
No, thank you so much. We're here in Columbus, Ohio, and you know this is where Tyre just got shot and killed. How can we, even begin to start, or how do you want to help this community begin to start processing this event, and where do we go from here?
I think first we need to be aware of not living under this facade of what it is. You got to understand, Columbus has ranked at the top of the list for police murders per year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's at the top, and that's not just, it's not this incident or this, you know, thing that just happened. It's happening. You know, the police, they have this new initiative where they're putting undercover cops and undetectable cops with guns, and they're literally going to neighborhoods where kids are getting shot. Like, how would you, if you're already paranoid on the edge and you have someone sitting in an unmarked car and a white man approaches you with a gun, like, I'm not justifying anything, but I'm just saying that's adding more fire to the fuel, or fuel to the fire, I'm sorry. And like I said, I think the first step is being aware of the situation. This is not an isolated incident. Columbus has a high problem with murders. You know what I'm saying? We gotta understand that, and we gotta start coming together to build social reforms to where we can change the system. And we've tried things, we've approached, we've marched. I've been at the Black Lives Matter, and at some point it's just like, I don't know, like, you know, I don't know. I wish I had the answer. I wish I could answer for you. All I know is I have a voice, and my job is to bring awareness to it. And I hope to speak with people who have ideas and thoughts about it so I can be a part of that. And I've tried to join them, but it needs to be something more, we gotta be, and I don't wanna say aggressive in the term of we need to fight, but aggressive in the term we need to implement what we need to implement to make it happen. And like I said, I'm not sure where that starts. What starts with awareness, I'm not sure where that leads into, but just trying to do my part.
Where does music play into all this? Because you are at heart, you know, a musician and a poet, and you know that is your calling right now. So how does that, you know, play into the call to peace and to reconciliation?
I think that music is the universal connector. Everyone connects through music. Regardless of your race or creed or ethnicity, you can hear a song that someone else can connect with you to because you enjoy it. So I think we've passed this period of fame and monetary gain, and it's now a point where we have to use our ability to describe what's going on and bring awareness. So I thank God for the gift of being able to rap and being able to put words together, because it's about me. I also thank God for giving me this awareness, and it's about me connecting those two together and putting it out. And I think you're seeing a rise in socially conscious music because it's our way to spread it. It's a vessel for our message that we can put it out everywhere. And it's important, you know? So I started this doing music just because I liked it, but now I'm seeing how impactful and powerful it is, and I want to use it for that purpose solely, not for my own personal gain. Obviously, I want to live a comfortable life, but it's bigger than myself right now. It's bigger than me living lavishly. It's really about our children and our children's children, making sure that they have a world to live in where they're comfortable and they're safe and they're able to go for the dreams that they want. You know, so it's bigger than myself. It's bigger than you watching this. It's bigger than anyone walking down the street right now. It's about the future. And I think we need to push all of our passions into that, into bringing awareness into love and unity and passion, and like I said, healing. So I hope that answers your question.
No, thank you. I think that about sums it up. You know, like, yeah, the unity that really is what, you know, unity is the only thing that'll really help this situation. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Thank you for your beautiful poem. Just a reminder that Correy is going to be performing a set at Independence Day tomorrow at 8:45 around the 400 West Rich Street area in Franklinton. So please go see him there. And thanks again for joining us at Window on the World.
Thanks, Columbus. I love you.